What's up, Gemini, with your September love general reading. This is for the lovely sign of Gemini, Gemini's sun, moon, rising, and Venus. This is a general love reading and may not resonate with every Gemini out there. So guys, this is a general. As always in a general, roles can be reversed, energies can be reversed, and cross watchers, this very well may play out from your perspective. So please just apply it how it fits, and if it's not for you, it's definitely not for you. So what do we need to know for Gemini in regards to love? What is the current energy surrounding Gemini for the month of September, or when the video finds this viewer, in regards to love? Tell me about Gemini, please. What is the energy surrounding Gemini? Page of Swords reverse. Knight of Cups. Okay. Four of Pentacles. Eight of Pentacles. Nine of Swords. Wheel of Fortune, the Hangman, Knight of Swords, Six of Cups, the Hierophant, Seven of Cups reverse, the Devil, King of Wands, and Eight of Cups. Okay, so I definitely see like some of you are in a situation where there's more than one person involved. I do have a lot of people on here, so I definitely feel like there's definitely a situation where there could have been, you know, in some cases, third-party situations or different energies that played a role in the situation or are currently playing a role in this situation. But I definitely feel like you guys are following your heart right now with the Knight of Cups. I feel like there's definitely someone who wasn't a very steady pillar in your life, someone who maybe wasn't the most dependable. There's someone you detached from because they weren't coming to you how you wish that they would. Okay. There was someone who's very inconsistent in your life. With the Page of Swords in reverse, I definitely feel like this was someone who could have been very deceptive, or could have just been manipulative or all talk, someone who didn't come through with their promises. So there is definitely someone here who didn't keep their word, but I feel like you're turning your back to this, Gemini. And at this Knight of Cups here, this is Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer energy, but I definitely feel like you are following your heart. You're going in a different direction right now. And you understand that what you want and what you need is for someone to recognize you. And a lot of you are just really starting to heal yourself, healing your inner child wounds. And I feel like you don't want to deal with someone who's childish. And I feel like you are following your heart and you're going in a different direction right now. Okay, in regards to love. Tell me about this Knight of Wands, please. Who is this Knight of Wands? Some of you could have been connecting with someone of fire, Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. Yeah, this is definitely someone that things have slowed down. Communication wasn't always consistent. This person could be waiting for you. Yeah, but I feel like the door has closed here. So I definitely feel like with the World card here, this is something that you're turning your head you're turning your back to. With the World, you're closing this chapter and you're going towards your next chapter in life. Okay, because I feel like you have released this person. With the Four of Pentacles here in reverse, you definitely have released this person. You're letting go energetically. This is someone who you realize is, you know, not someone who you can trust. And I feel like you're letting go of this person because you're starting to see things from a new perspective. You're starting to realize that this is someone who would not invest the time or the same amount of energy into this connection as you were. And I feel like this is someone who caused more stress in your life than necessary. And I feel like you don't want this anymore. You definitely don't want this. I feel like you're realizing that, you know, you don't need this much stress in your life. You know, you're starting to realize that this is something that you can't change. This is someone who you cannot change unless they change for themselves. And I feel like you're trying to let go of the situation because you're tired of putting time and energy into it. You're out of time. You're out of energy. It's just, you know, it's not serving a good purpose. Clarify the Nine of Swords, please. Why is this here for Gemini, please? Tell me about Gemini. Yeah, see, for some of you, okay, then now I do have the High Priestess here with the Empress. So I do feel like there was a situation where, you know, there could have been a side chick or, you know, someone that someone was secretly connecting with. Okay. On the side, for others of you, there's someone who maybe was secretly connecting with a mother or father of their children. But whenever I have the High Priestess here, especially when she's with other people, this is telling me that there's potential that someone was secret, someone was hidden. Okay. For some of you, you know the divine truth, okay? Or maybe you're trying to hide some sort of pregnancy, or there was a pregnancy scare here. For others of you, you know the divine truth, and you know that you're too good for this. You know that, you have other things that you can create. You are the Empress. So I definitely feel like it can go different ways. I see things being hidden here, but I feel like you knew that this is a situation that couldn't go any further, because it wasn't built on a solid foundation of truth. There was some lies here, and you come to a whole new understanding. Okay. I also have Pisces, Taurus, Libra energy here. The person that you've been connecting with, I feel like this is definitely someone who's very cold, very detached. I don't feel like this person is emotionally, has full emotional control. This is someone who's very all over the place, very weak. I definitely feel like this is someone who hasn't always been the honest. This is definitely someone who's not always honest, okay? I also see here with the Hangman here that this is someone who is afraid of losing something. So I feel like they could have been tied to another situation, and that's why they weren't fully giving to you, because they were afraid of loss. But this is someone who was just afraid of change and, wasn't always using their head over their heart. This is someone who has emotional instability in their life. And there could be, with the Wheel of Fortune here in reverse, they weren't ready for change. This is someone who could have lack of resources, lack of finances, just going through bad luck. Someone who didn't have full control in their life. Okay. They weren't ready for change. Clarify the Wheel of Fortune, please. Why is this here? Tell me about Gemini. Yeah. See, I'm seeing this over and over again. It's like I feel there was a third influence here, whether it be family, mother-in-law, father-in-law, children's mothers, children's fathers. It doesn't always have to be another romantic partner, but there was definitely a third influence here that interfered. And this is why this person felt like they had no control. Okay. 3 Swords, please. But I feel like this person is still disappointed. Yeah, this person was at a crossroad over you and had to make a choice. And I feel like they were afraid of suffering. But on one hand, they wanted, they may have wanted you to forgive them, or they wanted to recover a situation with you. But on the other hand, it's like they're afraid of suffering. They're still grieving something. Who is this King of Swords, please? Yeah, they know they missed their opportunity with you. They invested in the wrong person. They may have made a bad decision, but they know they missed an opportunity with you, and that's because they didn't take action. And unfortunately, not taking action is a decision, is a choice, okay? External influences, we have 6 of Cups. So I definitely keep getting this feeling that, it could have been someone from the past, or someone that they had kids with that was definitely influencing this connection. Someone that they had past memories with or children with. They may have went back to heal a situation. They may have left you to go back to an old partner. Clarify 6 of Cups, please. Why is this here? Yeah. They went to go back with a new beginning. They foolishly went back to a situation, and they're regretting going back to the old situation. Obstacles, we have the Hierophant. So again, it could have been a marriage or a long-term commitment that got in the way. Someone who was not able to give you the commitment that you wanted with the Hierophant here. What is the obstacle here, please? Ooh. Yeah, this person procrastinated with you, wasn't always the most honest. And I feel like they didn't take or do what they needed to do. They didn't come towards you, and they created their own conflict. Okay. How this person feels about you, we have 7 of Cups in reverse. So this is someone who, still fantasizes about you, still sees things through the eyes of an illusionist. So this is someone who maybe isn't always honest with themselves and they believe their own illusions. But I also feel like this person, in a sense, is very confused about you, okay? Because you have gone off path from them. How does this person feel about Gemini? It's like they miss your attention that you gave them, but they also know they lost you. Okay, they lost you to go towards another situation, and I feel like there's a sense of failure here. But on the other hand, it's like they still want success with you, but they know that they made a wrong decision. They went towards someone else. They were more worried about, other people's opinions, what people around them thought. And I feel like because of that, this person feels like they may have lost you. Okay. With the devil here, I do feel like there's someone you guys are walking away from. I feel like this is Capricorn energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius energy. But I feel like you guys are starting to see the big picture, and you're looking at this person who, is bound to something or is something that's toxic, and their karma is their karma. It's not your karma. And I feel like you don't want to be worried about this person who could be materialistic or just tied to another situation. And I feel like the King of Wands is someone who solves problems. This is someone who sees the big picture and can overcome challenges. And I feel like you guys are walking away. You guys are walking away, and you're looking for someone who's more mature, more responsible. You don't want to deal with someone who is fake or brings nothing but negative or toxic energies. So I feel like you are going in pursuit of your ninth cup. You're going towards happiness. You're going towards satisfaction. You're walking away from anyone who's not honest. You're leaving this behind. And I feel like that's a beautiful place to be. Okay. Who is this King of Wands, please? Ooh. Who is this King of Wands, please? Seven of Pentacles fell on the floor, so we'll see if it comes out again. Yeah, this is someone you had no control over things. So just know that this is something that you could not have done any differently. And I feel like things were meant to play out how they did. Unfortunately, you may not see that right now, but this was to get you onto a path that you were meant to be on. And I feel like this is someone you could not control. Things that just unfortunately had to happen as they did, had to play out as they did. So again, I feel like although it seems like a really unfortunate situation, this was Spirit's way of getting you back on the path that you needed to be to find true love, okay? For someone who recognizes you. And I feel like eventually you'll understand this. What message do you have for Gemini, please? Opportunity. Your planets are beginning to align, bringing you investments, real estate, money, and legacies. Opportunity is coming into your life. Be wise enough to recognize it. A doorway is opening, a time for change. So yeah, it's definitely a time for change. You guys have new opportunities coming towards you. Okay. It says abundance. See? Now that you have achieved abundance, it is time to share with those you love. Money, love, opportunity, travel, or reward could come your way. Could also indicate a time of spiritual fulfillment. So it could be in different ways. It doesn't always have to be a lot of money, but don't forget to give back. Once you guys feel that you have something in excess or you are in a position where you can help other people, don't forget to give back to those around you. Don't forget to share. Okay. So Spirit, what messages do you have for Gemini? In regards to love, tell me about Gemini, please. What message do you have for Gemini? Yeah, so you guys are going towards your new love. You're going towards your Nine of Cups. Some of you have a new person coming your way. Yeah, there's someone here who you guys have a lot of passion for. There could be like a lot of sexual attraction, chemistry. And so you guys are recognizing this person. You're understanding that everything that you experience, you had to go through, and trust that this is something that is going to be different, because I feel like you had to go through a rough lesson in order to realize what you do need in your life. And what you do need is your Nine of Cups. Okay. So you're going towards beautiful happiness. You're going towards happiness and fulfillment. I feel like you're going to a path where your dreams can come true. And that's exactly what you are, heading down. You're not settling. you're closing the chapter to unhappiness. And by doing so, you're going towards your dreams coming true. Angels, what messages do you have for Gemini? But this person, don't question them. If you feel they're different, the situation is calling you to have faith. So trust that this is someone that will be different, okay? You are limitless. Recognize this truth. You can do anything you choose to do. You can, okay? So don't ever put boundaries or barriers on yourself. You can change your world, your life starting today. You know, it's all about taking that first step and realizing that you can do whatever you want to do. You just have to put your heart towards it, okay? So, my dear Geminis, I'm going to leave it here. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if I vibed with you. I wish you guys love and light, and I will catch you on your next videos. Bye, Gemini.